Oh yeah, I'm just going to work through the second higher forms task, the FriendFace one, of course inspired by the IT Crowd, Season 3 somewhere, or Series 3. There's some episode about FriendFace, pretty funny from what I recall. Anyway, um, here we go, classic wireframe, and we have to create it. So let's start off with the simple stuff, the Nat5 level stuff. I've already done this, by the way, so you won't have to sit and watch me type here. Font Verdana, font color, background, etc. So here we go. There's the title. Here's the style, just for the body selector, and I've done an extra little bit of styling here for input elements. So by default, form input elements are inline, which means they just take up the space that's required, and then you can continue text or whatever on the same line. If we set them to display block, it means they take up the full width, and then it's a new line for the next thing. So this basically just saves me having to put in little BR tags, line break tags, after each input element, and just for layout, I've put a bottom margin just to space them out a bit. Because if you don't style a form, it tends to look pretty ugly. Anyway, into the body, there we go, just heading in the paragraph. And then, first of all, the higher level stuff. The form. So its action is signup.php. That's just as per this. So basically, when we put a submit button within a form, when the submit button is clicked, the form's action will be carried out. So this says action sign up PHP. So basically, when we put that submit button in, that's what it's going to do. And we don't actually have anything to do that. That's advanced higher level. But you just to be able to put in that action bit at the start. Anyway, next we've got email address. That's obviously going to be a text input, and it should have a presence check. So I've done things in a couple of different ways here. Let me just expand that out. So this is the bit I'm looking at, the email address here, lines 16 and 17. So this is the actual input. All I need is an input element, type equals text, and required because it's presence check. And then as a little bit of sort of extension work, I suppose, I've put a label in. Now, you can do labels in a couple of different ways. I've done it the other way in these other inputs down here, but this is one way you do it. You just do an opening label tag, a closing label tag. You put in what you want it to say, email address, and then you put the for attribute in, and you set that to the ID of the input element that it's linked to. And that can be useful. It can help to make things a bit more user-friendly. Like if we click on the label, then actually that's the same as clicking on the input element. So it just makes it a bit easier. It's particularly useful with radio buttons and things. Anyway, so the key bit here is this. You don't even need the ID in there. That line. This other bit, using the label tags, kind of extension. Okay. What have we got next? Choose a password. So another text box. There is, by the way, a password element that you can use, but we don't need to know about it at higher, so don't go using it. Text is all we want here, and it's supposed to have a length validation, so a max 256 characters, and a presence check. So let's just have a look at how we've done that. So I'll just open that. So I've done label in a different way here, where you put the label tags around the input element, and then just put your text there. Okay, so again, it's just input, type equals text, it's required, so that's your presence check, and max length equals 256. You have to be able to write these exactly right in an exam, by the way. So if you could get a question like this in an exam, write out the code for this element or this whole form, and you need to put things exactly right. You can't write presence or anything there, you have to write required. You can't write max or length check or anything like that. It has to be max length equals. Okay. So anyway, that should allow us not to put any more than 256. Retype password, just a presence check there. So where am I? Here we go. Label, retype password, and there we go. Nice and easy for that one. And then finally, you've got your submit button that says sign me up. So it's input, but the type is submit. So any input of type submit activates the form action when it's clicked. And the value attribute is how we change what it says in an input. A submit element. That's it. I think it's quite straightforward. Obviously, you can play about more and make it a bit prettier. Let's just see. I can't remember how this even looks. Give it half an hour while my computer kicks in here. I mean, there we go. Stunning. Obviously, you can style that to be a lot prettier if you want. Anyway, hope that helps. See you.